Oaks. Outside of Krause, and it'll be the 12 of Chris Jaggers. Inside of 4, look out, the Jonesville Texan, Craig Oaks, and the raceontexas.com, number 91. Outside of Craig, it'll be Amber Ellis out of Nashville, Arkansas, lady in the field. And Lee Carver, a two-time winner here in his career in that Carver race car CNC construction. Number 42 is their door for the race lead into 1 and 2. Their door for the race lead down the back straightaway. Here comes Oaks. Down the back straightaway in mid-pack. Oaks is trying to fit it. They're going to go 4 wide in the 3 and 4. Look out. 4 wide. And when the real estate had to give. Oh, goodness. And unfortunately, getting punted over the top of the side of the racetrack there as they go 3 wide for the 3rd spot there momentarily. The caution has no choice but to come out on the... Ready to drop the hammer. The bell tolls and the green flag waves. We're back underway. Headed back into 1 and 2. This is going to be a very fun race, as most factory stock races are. Here comes Carver to the inside of the 91 of Craig Oaks. They're 3 wide for the 4 spot through 3 and 4. 3 wide for the 4 spot still through 3 and 4. Oaks in the middle of that battle, banging around like a ping pong ball. Actually, I don't think they ever even touched. Through 3 and 4. Or into 1 and 2 rather. Off the exit of turn number 2, heading into turns 3 and 4. Got it backwards. Cecil Reed occupies the 2nd spot. The 32 with Brandon Brown trying to run away. Here comes Oaks, working at the bottom of the river here in turn number 4. Off of 4, door to door for the 4 spot. And the 12 sidesteps him. Chris Jaggers has a nice looking race car here for the 2016 season. I haven't seen Chris race yet this year. Chris has a nice sporty looking race car. Or sold his car that he bought from Jeff Lewis several years ago to Daniel Lovett out of Houghton, Louisiana. Lovett's made a few starts, most notably at the Armadillo Nationals several years ago. As due to the inside, Jaggers comes to 91, the raceontexas.com house car. The hot chassis, best engine power, number 91 of Craig Oaks. The Jonesville Texan, he'll dive back to the inside of the door-to-door for the 2nd spot. Bailey Turner trying to put the heat on Reed. Cecil Reed Sr., look at that run for the F1 power, number 12 of Jaggers in the turn number 1 off of 4. He got a good head of steam. Now pulling back bumper in the 5th spot. Craig Oaks to the back of the 12 of Jaggers. Jaggers trying to hold off Craig Oaks. Oaks will dive it back to his inside into 3 and 4 at the bottom of the racetrack. 2 laps to go this time by race fans. Who's it going to be? Door-to-door there for the 3rd spot off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway. Oaks trying to do everything he can to lead Carver, trying to knock the wall down. No, there's not a wall, but he's trying to knock the cushion down to the 42 around the outmost part of the racetrack. And the white flag is out for Brandon Brown, who has set a clinic in this race. There's contact there off of turn number 4 with the 91 of Craig Oaks. And here comes the 42 of Carver. Lee Carver, he'll dive it back to the inside of the 91 of Craig Oaks down the back straightaway. As the best battle on the racetrack is off of turn number 4. You'll see a face full of checkered flag. And look at Lee Carver dive it in deep. Brandon Brown, your winner. Carver dives it in deep. He drove to downtown Texarkana. He comes up short. Keeping his sponsors and, Phil Hadaway, who always helps him out, Hadaway Collision, keeping his family in our thoughts and prayers after he lost his mother. Thoughts are with Phil, Dustin Robinette, of course. Mason Brown, the Racing for Aiden Sid's Awareness 88B at a decap. Damon Gardner in 81. Mighty Mike Wills, a 2-time 67 Speedway Factory Stock Track champion. As we head off into 1, oh my, it's a log jam. They're 3 wide and they're 4 wide, oh my. Look out into 1 and 2. Jason Ford trying to thread it in the 45, and they're still 3 wide for the 2nd spot down the back straightaway. 3 wide into turn number 3. Robinette around the hub of the racetrack. Scotty Thrifty Nichols trying to get a hang of these asphalt slick pull-off tires coming up from that limited modifying division. And he may have his hands full here for a few laps until he gets the hang of it. And he'll get a shot there to the inside of the 45 of Jason Ford. Mighty Mike around his outside. Leading lap number 1, of course, the Hooks Texan, Justin Whitehead, who's looking to sit on the outside pole alongside his fellow Outlaw chassis competitor and teammate, Brandon Brown tonight. Into 1 and 2. Off of 2. They're about to exit 2 down the back straightaway. A good run here early for Mason Brown, the young man out of Sims, Texas, and the Racing for Aiden Sid's Awareness 88B car. He timed in 7th quickest in the 2015 running of the Factory Stock 50. Had some bad luck, didn't make the A. But that young man, he is very impressive. And once again, only 15 years old, that young man. Hasn't raced much in 2016, but he never ceases to impress. As the fun meter's been pegged in this one at the tail of the field. Damon Gardner. Sorry about that, folks. Damon Gardner. And the caution is out. Back it away in your factory stock. Back it away in factory stock heat race number 2 of the night here at Timberline Speedway. Door-to-door, Justin Robinette. He'll go to the outside of the 88B of Mason Brown, and he'll snag the second spot. Here comes Jason Ford, the South Louisiana racer who picked up wins at Leesville last season at Manny and at Thunder Valley. Rolls off of 4, and he nearly gets put into the wall by Mighty Mike. Mighty Mike says, hey, I don't like that too much. A pair of Outlaws there. That's one of Bubba Jones' old Outlaw race car chassis, that 45. And he works there to the 4th spot to the inside of the 38 of Mighty Mike Wells. And now he has his crosshairs down to the back of the 88B of Mason Brown. Brown pushes up, opens up the door for Jason Ford in 3 and 4. They're door-to-door now. 2 laps to go. Hold on to it, Mason. Mason Brown trying to hold on to a 3rd place finish in this one. He has his hands full right now with that 88B. He plants it and it sticks good there off the exit of 2. The car's digging like Darrell now. Trying to make the 45 of Ford look like Walter for these last 2 laps. Now of a 4. The final lap here at Timberline and heat race number 2 for the factory stocks. Factory stock heat race number 2 presented by ABC Auto Parts. ABC Auto Parts, the official circle track warehouse of the Speedway. They have all the parts you need from the front to the back bumper and all parts in between. Off of turn number 4, a face on the checker flag. No surprise, Justin Whitehead will be on the outside pole alongside Brandon Brown tonight at the hooks. A pair of hooks, Texas racers. Turtle Tyler Hare, 2 wins a year ago, or 2 years ago. He has sat out from behind the wheel for quite some time in the F&F Motorsports Danny Ford sponsored number X car. Tyler Hare, your pole sitter alongside Aaron Green in 87. And that Outlaw chassis, number 87 inside of 2. Chris Franks in the crude off-built race car to Texarkana. Outside of the Provençal, Louisiana racer Bubba Jones, the Express Chassis Argyre Incorporated. DAM Services entry. Here comes Jones. He's going to thread the needle and go 3 right for the race lead down the back straight into turn number 3. Jones trying to throw the slide jab, throw the people's elbow instead in the 3. Not even sure they made any contact, but Bubba Jones. Oh, and he gets, woo! Sometimes you don't know how to call it. Tyler Hare getting into the back of the 21 of Bubba Jones, showing him some love there, and maybe a little bit of unappreciation. Saying, I don't really like that too much. It's Bubba Jones to the race lead. Digging hard right now off of 4 and 21. Bubba Jones with the race lead at car number 21. Trying to do what he did here the last time he came to Timberline. Folks, he lapped all the way up to the 4th place spot. And a clinic he displayed here in the very first night. He drove that Express race car chassis factory stock. Shane Hebert building the Express chassis factory stock, that first and only ever built Express chassis for the factory stock division. Of course, Jason Ingles building Sean Graham that IRP chassis factory stock recently as well. You know, the game is certainly changing. Of course, you got Whitehead's Outlaw chassis. There'll be a pair of Outlaws on the front row tonight with Brandon Brown and Whitehead respectively. You got Lee Carver's Carver race car, the hot chassis, and so on and so forth. Very interesting, these factory stock racers and competitors. As Bubba Jones checking out on them now. Good run for Chris Blackcat Franks. Blackcat, talked to him a little bit earlier prior to the races. He was just talking about how good. That's not Blackcat. It's so hard to see. We're up here for a moment. As Aaron Green, of course, in the 87. Blackcat's back there at the 48. Those cars look similar there off the exit. Aaron Green, who led 38.5 laps last year for Longhorn. Off of 4, LC2 to go for Bubba Jones from Provençal, Louisiana. All Bubba Jones in this one. Here comes Dustin Yant. Dustin Yant wants a piece of the pie. He'll slide up and gives a shot in the shorts. Aaron Green. He said, go ahead, Aaron. I got the spot now, though. Go ahead and give me a boost to the checkers. One more trip around. Aaron Green going to try to get back around the 007 of James Bond. And Dustin Yant doing a great job. Look out, Aaron Green nearly lost the handle, and there goes Tyler Hare. The snapping turtle will go by. That turtle's going to snap, and he gets the 3rd. Frost trying to work something to the outside. A face full of checkered flag for Provençal's Bubba Jones, your winner at ABC Auto Parts. Factory stock heat race number 3 tonight. Second will go to the doubles. Outside, the Falk, Arkansas racer, Manuel Williams, big man in 24 of the GRT race car. Inside of 2, David Winslet out of Bossier City has 3 wins at Boot Hill Speedway in 2016. He's their current point leader. Outside is the Roboline Rocket, Caleb Diller, the younger brother to Cade Diller, the USMTS Hot Shoe. Inside of 3 is Willman Manuel Williams the second in 24M. Outside is Dustin Tater Hyde. Tater Hyde trying to get some revenge and some redemption tonight after that squared off battle with Billy Jack Bruchin several Saturday nights ago. Oh my, look at the Roboline Rocket Caleb Diller cross underneath the 90 of Ochman and try to go to the inside of the 21 of Winslet. Caleb Diller, the Roboline Rocket, 3-time Sabine Motor Speedway track champion. That young man has scored a win this season at Sabine, but he's not really raced a whole lot this year as well. Caleb's a hell of a driver. He gets the same genes straight from his father, Greg Dillard, and of course his brother, Cade Dillard, who has been on a tear on the USMTS Tour in 2016. He'll do battle now with Dustin Tater Hyde. Tater will go by. Tater in that THR1 body fabrication, TimberlineSpeedway.com. AT, and they're door-to-door for the third spot off the exit 2 down the back straightaway. Big man. Ooh, maybe some contact there to the 3 and 4. Big man up front leading this little man working all over Josh Uchman for the third spot. And they're throwing elbows, throwing haymakers. The people's elbow trying into 1 and 2. And he says, no, sir. The little man still hunting him hard at the bottom of the racetrack. And oh, baby, he drove that car deep into turn number 3. And Uchman had no choice but to slide way high wide up off the racetrack and give that spot. So, little man, you got big man and little man. And Winslet in a sandwich right now. David Winslet, who's been very hot in 2016, he opened up this season. He was one of only 3 local modified drivers to make all 3 USMTS A mains at the USMTS Winter Nationals at Arklatex. As David Winslet, off a 2 down the back straightaway, has his crosshairs down on big man Manuel Williams at a Falk. But this time by, the stand of the hourglass is running out because he'll see 1 lap to go from your flagman, Joe Holm. Winslet, he's within striking distance. 1 little bobble in this race could be the difference in going to Victor Lane or settling for second. It looks like Big Man has it in the bag right now, and he does. Off of turn number 4, Big Man Manuel Williams out of Falk, Arkansas, open wheel modified WW Timber Heat Race number 1 winner, followed by Bossier City's David Winslet. He's ever owned that's built by Jimmy and Chris Mars out of Menominee, Wisconsin, that Mars race car chassis in 16. Chase Hatton, but behind the wheel of P-Rose, number 1 car tonight out of DeBerry, Texas. The 16-year-old kid, Ty Clampett, and the Soapy King Genuine RV, and here comes Hennigan. Chris Hennigan, he shows no mercy, folks. Thread the needle, he'll take the race lead. Chris Hennigan already from 5th to the point. He'll throw a slide job in the 3 and 4 on the entire field. How do you like me now? Off of 4, Hennigan, your leader of lap number 1. Chris Hennigan, well, it was only from 3rd to 1st, but there was a gaggle of race cars right there. And you weren't sure how that one was going to pan out. Here comes Hebert, Shane Hebert. The All-Guy Incorporated Bob Pierce race car chassis number 9. Here comes the Lafayette racer. He'll throw the slider on the 75, and he's got it. Off of turn number 4, Hebert to second. Shane Hebert has been committed to Bob Pierce race cars. Bob Pierce, the smooth operator, of course, out of Oakwood, Illinois. His son, Bobby Pierce, driving the Pierce Platinum late models. But he built a hell of a chassis in the open wheel modified ranks. John O. Whittington went to victory lane last Friday night at Leesville in his Bob Pierce chassis open wheel mod. As once again, Hebert and company, like Hennigan as well, all getting tuned up for $5,000 on the line this Sunday evening at Arklatex Speedway in Vivian, Louisiana for the 9th annual Doug Murphy Memorial. Originally scheduled for a $10,000 win 2-day affair, but Mother Nature not going to let that happen. That race has been marred by Mother Nature for the last several years, but nonetheless, even when it's got a pretty sketchy forecast, we typically bring over 90 and get around 100 plus modifieds, the best drivers in the business. You'll expect to see Terry Phillips and a lot of the USMTS bunch, the Thriller Cade Dillard. And right now, it's all Winnigan Chris Hennigan, who looks to win that race for the 4th time in his career on Sunday evening, and he looks to pick up $1,000 for his efforts here tonight at Timberline Speedway. He can sit on the outside pole tonight alongside big man Manuel Williams. It's an up-road hill for the rest of the competitors as Winnigan Chris Hennigan sees 2 to go. Still in second. In the 9, it's Shady Bear. Shane Hebert. Driving Chad P-Rose, number 1 tonight, the DeBerry Texan. Good to see him get an opportunity. Well-deserved. He has really stepped this game up. My 2015 comeback driver of the year, our Muslim Bruce driver. Finnegan, your winner in 16 in the WW Timber Heat Race number 2, followed by the Bob Pierce Chassis All Guy Incorporated number 9 of Shady Bear Shane A. Bear, who grabs second in 9. And the GRT Chassis number 9 grabs the third spot of the lead in the 1 and 2. Stalking at the tail feather of the F5 of Skeet Anderson's the 100, and he got loose there. That may have done it. That may have been the song. And you might as well sing it right now. The F5 of Skeet Anderson separating himself from the 100 of Brian Cook, the Florine, Louisiana racer, by 5 car lengths over that big bobble off the exit of 2 for 100 of Brian Cook. Now Skeet has a comfortable advantage. Good racing there for third on back. Does Brian Cook have anything? Any tricky sleeves? Does he have anything for the F5? He drove that car deep into 1 and 2 that time. He got closer to the F5 within striking distance. But the F5 of Skeet Anderson able to keep that car straighter off the exit 2, and he drives away. The 100 looks like he's much better off of turn number 4, and he is picking back up the slack on Anderson. Anderson going to have to dive to the inside of Randy Darling, the 33 of the lap traffic. He'll dispose of him now down the back straightaway. He'll sidestep him and put him in his hip pocket in the 3. Louisiana native from Florine, Brian Cook, stalking the tire tracks of the Murphy & Son Timber F5 of Anderson. A Texarkana legend. Many-time winner on the Super Late Model Tour in his career. He's won in every different facet and every capacity you could think of in any different kind of race car. He can get the job done, and he's been getting the job done in the Super Stock division. It was a lot of Dustin Robinette and Victory Lane for quite some time when this track opened from 2013 and to this point. Tonight, Robinette did not check in with the Super Stock. He only has the factory stock here ready to play. Like I said, Brian Cook with 10 laps in the books, 10 to go, this time by the flag stand. Brian Cook won the heat race by about the same exact distance that Skeet's out front right now. Just vice versa during this A-main event. Said, you know, Skeet's going to go to work, and he's going to find what he can to pick up the slack on the 100 of Brian Cook, and he has done so here in this A-main, as it's 9 laps to go this time at the flag stand back into 1 and 2. Here's the question. Do we have time to catch lap traffic? Do we have time to catch lap traffic? This is when this one gets very, very interesting. And that will kill an opportunity to receive lap traffic. And the caution is out. The caution is out for the first time. Brian Cook is done, and he may not have a competitor to make a stab at him. We go back up and not another year at Timberline Speedway in your Super Stock A-main event tonight here at the line. And they're going at it door to door there. Chris Taylor to the inside of the Murphy & Son Timber entry, trying to put a 1-2 finish for Murphy & Son Timber tonight here at the line. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Mike Morris having a nice run tonight. Up to the 3rd spot on the 5 hill. Here comes John Good Jr. knocking on the back door like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth into turn number 3. Can't get the job done. And then Mike Morris goes higher than Willie Nelson on the cross-country tour there through 3 and 4. Opens up the door for the 23 of John Good to take a stab at him to the inside here into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, and Chris Taylor nearly lost the handle and set up a donut shot, but he recounted the 34. No harm, no foul there. But Morris will try to close the gap. This time by to be 5 laps to go for Skeet in F5. 5 to go for Skeet Anderson, the new Boston Texan. He's got a straightaway advantage in the turn number 3. Already off at turn number 4. Well, the rest of the field, they got their tongues hanging out, trying to do everything they can to run down the F5, and Skeet just out front sipping his tea, enjoying life. Why not? He's loving it out front. The place he likes to be, and a place he is often at, out front with not many challenges. Skeet Anderson setting a torrid pace right to the center of the Timberline Speedway around Billy White's beautiful racetrack here in Corley, Texas. And the first Super Stock A-main of the night and the first Race on Texas on-demand video in the history of Timberline Speedway. Happy to be here for the first time ever here at Timberline tonight. Bar none, one of my favorite racetracks. And all of Louisiana love coming to this racetrack, whether it's a Friday or a Saturday night. There's something about the hospitality and the folks that you feel here at this racetrack. It's like none other. It could be a snoozer up front, but everybody gonna love when Victory Lane, or when Skeet Anderson pulls to Victory Lane, but it's not over yet. If you've learned anything thing in this sport over the years that, well, it's not over until it's over. 2 weeks ago at Lone Star Speedway, Denny Gabar out of Frankston led 19 laps, but he went through turns 1 and 2, and the car shut down. He did not make it back to see the checker. I don't necessarily foresee that happening to Skeet, but point being, you never know. It's not over until it's over, and your face is in front of a checkered flag, and he's going to see it this time. The final time through turns 3 and 4. Fourth Super Stock win of 2016 for the Murphy & Son Timber F5 Skeet Anderson to victory lane in New Boston. And second off of turn number 4, great run tonight. A 1-2 punch for Murphy & Son Timber. 34, Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor trying to get back to victory lane here with a good runner-up tonight. And Morris in the final. Well, the lights are out. We get ready to drop the hammer here. It's Andrew Rossum. Awesome Andrew Rossum off of turn number 4 has the race lead on the loud pedal. He goes into 1. The 2 of Chris Comer. Oh, and he gets turned a shot. Oh, oh my. What a save. Send him to promoter school. Send him to race chassis school or something. Send him to Richard Petty. That man can wheel. Oh man, and he just saved another one. If Chris Cromer does that again, I'm going to throw my hands up. I applaud you, sir. Chris Comer. A little bit of a mistake there. He's going to have to try to battle back. He's going to the inside of the 4G. Cold Derrick down the back straight away into turn number 3. And Cold Derrick getting a little loose there to the entry. But down the front boulevard, your race leader, of course, in the 92 in New Boston, Texas. It'll be awesome. Andrew Rossum in 92. He's got that car singing a nice song around the outside of the racetrack, humming like a hummingbird. And we got 1 losing power down the back straight away as Cromer now goes back to 3rd. So everyone's strung out right now around the racetrack here in 4-cylinder heat race number 1. The Johnson Ford 4-cylinders getting ready to come back around to C2 to go. Burleson with a good run here into the 2nd spot. The Hooks Texan in 10. Cromer still 3rd and 2. Does Rossum have enough up his sleeve to hold on to the top spot? 2 to go this time by. Into turns 1 and 2, Rossum keeping them RPMs wound up in that 92 machine. Second place car not able to make any gains on him to this point. And that's Brandon Starnes actually in the 2nd spot out of Texarkana, the 0. Hard to tell what that number is. But here we go, the final time in the turn number 3. Starnes within striking distance. He'll dive to the bottom of the racetrack in the turn number 3. Hello, I'm here, but can't show him his nose. Your winner, Andrew Rossum out of New Boston, Texas, goes to victory lane in 4-cylinder heat race number 1 presented by Johnston Ford. So off of turn number 4, they're re-racked and stacked, and they're fanned back out on the restart. Here we go. Once again, Justin Whitehead driving a 4-cylinder here tonight. You never forget the night that Catman for the race lead into 1 and 2 in your opening circuit. They're trying to go 3 wide for the race lead. Converse Catfish at the bottom of the river in car number 49 down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Still door to door, 2 by 2 by 1 by 1 down the back straightaway. They're trying to go 3 wide for the race lead and for the 2nd spot. Looking for that momentum to catch up on the top shelf off of 4. Still door to door for the race lead at the flag stand. Moore in the 1. Sorry, it's Cody Jackson in the blue one. The white one is Chris Moore, your opening day winner here at Timberline. 2 in the book, 6 to go. Great. Justin Justin Converse is coming awfully close down there to that skidder tire. Each and every lap as they go 3 wide for the race lead, 3 different lanes wide off the exit of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway, door to door now for second. Converse, he's thinking about it. He's got to move up, and will we see a slide job on a 4-cylinder? He got in there a little hot and heavy, and the one at Cody Jackson to go by along the outside, and here comes Whitehead. Oh, bye. Justin Whitehead, Jonathan Catwoman's number 5 tonight. Down the back straightaway, here comes Whitehead, the winningest driver in the history of Timberline Speedway. He's got 26 wins here at this racetrack. That's unbelievable, really. Now off of turn number 4, door to door, he'll take second, and he's going to try to work for the race lead. Well, a lot of people know it. You put a steering wheel on that man and you throw 4 tires underneath, and he's going to put it to the front no matter what the case may be. And right now, he's meticulously worked his way to the front. He's up to second, door to door now. For the second spot, he's going to try to work on the top spot here through 3 and 4. Do you see the pressure now? 2 to go. Chris Morris says, I don't turn down for Justin Whitehead or anybody. He'll slam it back to the bottom into 1 and 2. Try to drift up on the 5. Whitehead has to go up the racetrack. They're still side by side for second down the back straightaway into turn number 3. This time by coming to the flag stand, it'll be the white flag, 1 lap to go. 10-1 to Cody Jackson. Hold on. He's done a good job to this point, but here comes Whitehead. He'll dive to the bottom into 1 and 2. It's hard to throw a slide job on these front-wheel drive cars. Well, you dive that car in deep, and it wants to skate up and push like a dump truck. That's for sure. But Whitehead going to take a stab at it in a slide job. Oh, my. And you know what, Greg? He did it. And they're going to drag race to the checkers. Your winner, Justin Whitehead, by a half of a bumper. Oh, my. Folks, why is he so good? Limited modified heat race number 1 presented by Strickland. They're already 3 wide for the second spot on the opening lap of the contact there. Brandon Ball says, I don't care. He fits the needle and he just lost the handle right in front of the field. A little aggressive for Brandon Ball in the opening lap, and he has to pay for it. He's back on the lap pedal into turn number 3. His sights are set on the 9 of A-Bear. Look out, Brandon, into turn number 3. He'll pull to the back deck led of the 9 of A-Bear. A-Bear will try to skate away by Corley. At the point into turn number 1. Michael Cobb leads his first lap here at Timberline of the 2016 season, and he's got company with 2 of the very best in the business. Right now, they're coming off of 2015. How to put Brandon Ball, number 1. If you put a top 5 power rankings for limited modified drivers in the Arcotech, Ball would have been number 1. You probably throw Derek Grigsby in second or third, respectively. Jason Ingles in there as well, but they're trying to go 3 wide for the race lead. It's Ball and A-Bear trying to send it straight to the front and hunt down Michael Cobb, and a big bobble there through 3 and 4 opens up the door, and look at the Walmart special. 2 goes by, and Cobb will take the third. That IRB catches the door for the race lead in the 1 and 2, Brandon Ball to the inside of Shady Bear. A-Bear will slide up the racetrack off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway. On the hammer in the 3 is the freight train from Farmerville. Now, of course, moved from Farmerville, the former Spooky 50 winner, used to call Chatham Raceway his home track. Now calls Timberline his home track. Brandon races at a lot of different racetracks this season already. 6 wins at 5 different racetracks for the Farmerville Freight Train. Trying to go to WW Timber Victory Lane tonight and be your pole sitter. As he has gotten around the 9 of A-Bear, that IRB chassis, singing a song up front. Looking good at an AV Performance Power V17. Ball keeps the car stuck or glued right around the hub. A-Bear not able to keep that car planted on right around the bottom of the racetrack. He'll slide up off of exit each time. You'll see the B-17 is able to keep his car planted off the exit of 4 and off the exit of 2. And it's paying dividends for him right now with the race lead. Oh, and A-Bear just lost the handle in turn number 2. Very uncharacteristic for Shane A-Bear. You know, last weekend down in Leesville, you saw Rob Litton in a late model. You don't really like to talk about this stuff too much, but it's very uncharacteristic. You see guys like A-Bear just nearly loop the car. You don't see it every day. And Rob Litton nearly spun out in the opening lap of the heat race last Friday night in Leesville, and I don't think I've ever seen that ever. Just go, every dog has his day, and they put their fire stick on 1 leg at a time. Off of 4, a faithful checker flag, limited modified heat race winner, the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball, B-17. 15, Michael Cobb second. Shady Bear grabs the 3rd spot. We get ready to drop their hammer off of turn number 4. Young man, the 18-year-old Cortland Smith on the pole. Here we go. Corley going to try to lead him, and they split him into 1 and 2. Cecil Reed already taking advantage. He'll dive up in front of the 7S, and here comes Harville along his outside. Rapid Roy going 3 right down the back straightaway. Cortland Smith, well, you hate to say it, but he just sunk like an anchor fast in a hurry on the opening lap of this one. And through the flax in, your leader of lap 1, snakes off Heath Wilson. Those DuPont shots digging underneath the A1 tonight, and here comes Harville. And here comes Rapid Roy, Aaron Roy. He's streaming around the outside. One thing Aaron has on these competitors is he has a lot more laps here over the last several seasons than any other competitor here. Oh my. Aaron is bad fast tonight. He'll go to the inside for the race lead, door-to-door for the top spot. Hands go up, hands go down for Zach Harville, driving a flawless race in 06. Harville needed this in a bad way. A young man is a very good racer. Just needed to get a little bit of confidence, and he may get some following this heat race. Wicked chassis is stakes off to slow off the top of turn number 4. Not sure if he'll be able to limp that car, and he will. We'll stay clean and we'll stay green. Down the back straightaway, into 3 is Rapid Roy. Worst took first in this one. Well, not quite. 6th to first. Jared Wallace started 7th. Wallace is up to the 4th spot. He's working on the back deck lid of the 711, the Monticello, Arkansas racer Cecil Reed. Cecil Reed coming off one of his best ever finishes 3 weeks ago at Boot Hill Speedway. A nice runner-up finish in the A main event. And it's all Rapid Roy up front right now. Aaron Roy, the former Summer Nationals winner at Arklatex. This is the best race car he has ever sat behind the wheel of, and he loves this IRP race car that Jason Ingles built out of his shop in Hallsville. Of course, he and his brother both have been racing Mafia chassis and fast chassis built by the Simmons family out of Warrensburg, Arkansas in the last several years, and moving over to IRP, and it paid dividends early on when Aaron's brother Adam, the reigning 2nd annual factory stock 50 winner. Final time in the 1 and 2, rim run the top shelf of the line. It's Aaron Roy looking rapid fast tonight. Zach Harville still comfortably in the 2nd spot. The battle for 3rd down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Is Jared Wallace going to be able to snake that spot away? Checkers are out. Aaron Roy, your winner. The battle for 2nd and 3rd to the flag stand. Harville grabbing 2nd. Cars and Burdick Cylinder Heads, Cajun Graphics, Jack's Blacks. Heat race number 1 tonight for the Southern United Professional Racing Series. And on the pole tonight, oh my, driving the Murphy & Son Timber, WW Timber, Kaiser Manufacturing, Healthcare Express, Integra Shocks and Springs, Kenneth's High Performance, J. Dickens Power, Masterbuilt Chassis number 5, the 2-time reigning series champion, looking for his 3rd win here at Timberline in his career. It's the Catman, John Mitchell in 5. Outside of the Catman, it's Captain Kurt Lipsey out of Albany, Louisiana, the G&L Builders. OK Mobile Home Movers, Staffers Custom Cabinets, Litton Motorsports, Crown and Metal Trim, Craft Performance Engines, number 85. The Jet Brett Fraser out of Houghton, Louisiana, and the Tri-State Magneto, Majestic Pulls, ABC Auto Parts, Fast Fuel, Reynolds, Industrial, Marshall, Mobile Homes, F1. He's in a master-built chassis for the F1, and unfortunately, I don't see the Jet Brett Fraser. Can he get any more bad luck, Greg Holmes? I'm high. He gets a lot of it. Broke a rocker arm, folks, in hot laps for Brett Fraser, unfortunately. So that'll move up the 4-hour DeRitter, Louisiana racer into the Black Diamond Chassis Century 21. Stewart Timber, A1 Design 6R to be Robbie Stewart, and a DeRitter made 4 of the last 6 topless 100 A main events. Outside, he is hot right now, as Miss Susie said on Facebook earlier this week. Teammates, they're hotter than a firecracker here on Independence Day weekend. And the DP Motorsports, David Peterson Trucking, Olin Shocks and Spring Stealth Carburetors. Number 1, it's B.J. Robinson in the 1. Denny Gabar out of Frankston, Texas, the D&K Consulting, Wilkerson Motorsports 15. The lights are out. And we are underway. Southern United Professional Racing Series late models back at Timberline Speedway for the 5th time since this track opened in 2013. And we're hot and heavy down the back straightaway. 2 of the hottest racers on this tour right now are going to go at it for the race lead through 3 and 4. It's BJ around the hub. And the Catman on the outside, he's got command into 1. Catman John Mitchell. Rolling right to the center of the Timberline Speedway. He likes it here. John Mitchell may know this racetrack better than any of his other competitors. But one thing, you know, you compare it to Sam Haverty Jr., he really doesn't race here. He doesn't test here as often as you may think. And right now, it's 2 of the best racers in the business who run 1 and 2 in the points in this particular series. As B.J. Robinson came in this weekend with a 17 or 16-point advantage over the Catman, John Mitchell. John Mitchell going to look to get into victory, like I said, for the 3rd time here at his home racetrack. B.J. Robinson, who scored a Mississippi Challenge Series victory 3 weeks ago as well up in Meridian, Mississippi. He's stalking the tail feather of the Healthcare Express WW Timber Masterville chassis number 5 of the Catman, but he can't get the job done. He'll dive to the bottom of 1 and 2. Kurt Lipsy still occupying the 3rd spot. Ronnie Adams, the king of Boot Hill, losing the handle at the tail of the field. He regathers that Ricky Jarvis Motorsports 11A halfway home. 5 in, 5 laps to go. John Mitchell sending a torrid pace right here at his home racetrack, the Texarkana native. Inside performance, J. Dickens Power Plant, Masterville Chassis, Healthcare Express number 5 on the outside of the racetrack, up before B.J. Robinson in tow. Stalking the tire tracks of the 5, trying to do everything he can to pick up that slack, and Mitchell is put on him here. It's coming around next time. It'll be 3 to go here at Timberline and Heat Race number 1 presented by Brody Silverhead, Gas Blacks, and Leader Tire Southwest. Catman hooked up digging here tonight at Timberline. Robinson not able to do anything with him. Everybody's strung out and open tail in this particular heat race. I always say it's not necessarily indicative of what's to come. We've seen some very exciting feature races here at this racetrack. On the heat today is, it's not like you see it sometimes for scooters, but you really get some great races on 8 main time. Sometimes you pay for it early and you get rewarded for it later. Right now, off of turn number 4, a face full of white flag with the Catman, John Mitchell. John Mitchell in a 1 and 2 for the final time. He's loving it right now up front. Has never been challenged in this race other than the very first circuit when B.J. W. is inside into 1 and 2. Off of 4, the Healthcare Express WW Timber number 5, the Catman, John Mitchell to victory lane in heat race number 1. B.J. Robinson goes second. Catman Kurt Lipsy in third. And a good run on the pole. Out of Eunice, Louisiana, the Tally Ho Construction, Dwayne Crawfish Farms, Acadiana Wrecker 101. It's a rocket chassis for David LaFleur out of Eunice, Louisiana 101. Outside of David LaFleur out of Minden, Louisiana, the Troy Tippin Racing, Troy's Auto Salvage, he's got a PTS power plant underneath the hood of that Black Diamond chassis 71A. Scored his 10th career super late model victory last Saturday night at Leesville 171, and his teammate who just finished second in that first heat race, they finished 1 and 2, and BJ, of course, won last Friday night as well. They have been on a tear. That David Peterson Trucking, DP Motorsports 71A. It's Alan Tippin. Inside of row number 2, it'll be Rusty Harris out of Shreveport. He led his first heat race lap last Friday night. Now, alongside him will be the Moore Wireline, J. Dickens Power number 93, Mars Race Car, the Rocket, Ray Moore in 93. To 86, it'll be Danny Zimmerman out of Wiley, Texas. The Laser Chassis number 5, it'll be Chris Bueller. The 4-time super late model champion, Rob Litton in 6'6". Rounding out the field in the DeVille, Louisiana young man who finished 5th in the A-Main last Saturday night, Brandon Hightower. We're hot and heavy and underway. Look out, Ray. David LaFleur got in there hot and heavy, crosses right in front of the field and overcorrecting the cars. Rusty did a good job, and unfortunately, the Rocket has significant damage on the nose, and once that nose folds under like that, you're done. Stick a fork in the Rocket Ray Moore, unfortunately, but it'll be fun to see him trying to claw his way to the front later on. So leading the first 2 in the 71A, and now the 4-time champion Rob Litton is looking for career win 33 tonight. Got his 30 seconds at Lone Star last season. Lost the pace there for a few moments. He's back on the loud pedal now. It's all Alan Tippin up front, and the DP Motorsports, Overland Shockman, Spring Stealth Carburetors, OWC, David Peterson Trucking 71A. And boy, the Eunice, Louisiana race for David LaFleur looks like a 3-legged dog on an icy lake right now. That car is awfully loose for him. Of course, David, typically in car 65, switched that number over to 101 in tribute to his father. David doing a nice job, though. You gotta give it to him. David doing a hell of a job here. The best heat race performance he's had so far in 2016, as he's trying to hold off that Laser Chassis number 5, the Denham Springs Racer, or Central Racer, Chris Bueller in the Total Custom Cars and Dyno 5C. As Brandon Hightower having a pretty good run in this one, folks. He's worked from dead last up to the 4th spot. Hightower looking to get himself some passing points and to get himself a good starting spot in the A-Main tonight. The young man scored his best career finish with Super last Saturday night at Louisville with a strong 5th place performance. And there's a young man who I think is starting to learn a lot in this sport. Brandon's a good kid. He's just a little overly aggressive early in his career, but you know, when you're 13, 14, 15 years old, you might do some things that you look back on in retrospect and regret, and the young man he's really come a long way, and I'm proud to see what he's doing here tonight so far. He's up to the 4th spot, like I said, from 8th, trying to work to the back of the 5C as Alan Tippin is setting a tour pace. He's already in another universe. In Planet 71A tonight, Alan Tippin is gone. Looking to go back-to-back. Will it be B.J. Robinson or Alan Tippin tonight? Can they get 3 consecutive victories on the Super Tour? I think they can. They're going to have to dethrone the captain, John Mitchell, here at his home racetrack tonight to get it done. That's going to be your story shaping up for the A-Main. As the final time for turns 3 and 4, you'll see a face full of checkered flag. Thinking about his father tonight, of course, Mr. Troy, the DP Motorsports 70-way of Alan Tippin, your winner. All about David LaFleur. His best heat race finish of the 2016 season holds up. Brandon Starnes will be inside of row number 2. As we go at it into turns 1, the green flag is out. And we drop the green flag over this field for a 20-lap affair here for the 4 cylinders. What a field they've brought tonight. And this class can be very exciting. Andrew Rossum going to try to the inside of Whitehead for the race lead off of turn number 4. Justin Whitehead leads lap number 1 and 5. Justin Whitehead leading lap number 1 and 5. Catwoman's car. Not sure who owns that one now, actually. But John Mitchell's went to victory lane in this machine this year, and Justin Whitehead's about to try to do the same. And not sure if we need to give him a hard time after this one if he holds on or what. So down the back straightaway, Whitehead running the outside of the racetrack. You know, and this can make a driver like Andrew Rossum that much better, too. Look at him go to the inside of Whitehead, trying for the race lead. Rossum is a young man who is racing this division for a very short period of time, and we got one there at the top of turn number 1 and 2, and the caution may come out. And we got Eddie Brewer down here. Yep, and the caution's out for the car at the top of turn number 2. And looking to see who gets the... Oh, no, that does not work for Andrew Rossum. Oh, boy. I don't know about that, but it's not my place to make judgment calls. I just call the race like I see it, and, well, I wasn't too sure about that start, and I think that your outside pole sitter or your second-place driver, Andrew Rossum, yeah, he may have broke, too. I don't know. He may also feel kind of bad about himself right now. I tell you what, the driver who only has $780 total in his 4-cylinder is about to knock on the back door of Justin Whitehead like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth, and the caution's out. Who's it going to be tonight? Justin Whitehead trying to go to victory lane 2 times tonight. He'll be on the outside pole in the factory stock as he smashes on the loud pedal with Cole Derrick hunting his heels on the restart in the orange 4G. Cole Derrick, who picked up the win at the Arklatex Speedway a month and a half ago, said to me in victory lane that, Zach, I have 780 bones in my entire car. I don't know what Whitehead has in that one because Whitehead does not own that car, but they're going to go side by side for the race lead off of turn number 4. Cole Derrick trying to put the pressure on Whitehead, the 5-time Cajun Classic champ. Whitehead doesn't have, well, he may have driven these cars once or twice here or there. Well, we know that he can wheel a race car. Of course, how about last night, though? We'll talk about more of the late models here in a few moments, but Turbo Tyler Erb getting a second-place finish with the World of Outlaws Craftsman Late Model Series last night on the roughest racetrack in the history of dirt late model racing. I kid you not. Roughest racetrack I have ever seen. I mean, they were bouncing through holes that... you might bury me in a hole bigger than that one day, but we'll talk about that later. They threw some dirt on an asphalt track on Rockford. What do you say? What can you say to Justin Whitehead as he halfway down, halfway to go? Yes, they're running a 15-lap affair tonight for the 4 cylinders. But next time it'll be 6 laps to go for Justin Whitehead, the 5-time Cajun Classic winner. And to put it in perspective, in 6 factory stock races, he's won $30,000. Just cold hard cash in 6 factory stock races. Of course, that's over a 10-year period. But heck, hey, he made $30,000 in the last 30 years, so. Now, Whitehead can wheel anything, there's no doubt about it. Yep. Greg Holmes just said it. Maybe you heard it in the back set, but he says these cars are all about momentum. That's true. You see Whitehead, as straight as you can keep these cars, the faster you're going to go, and the higher you keep the higher you keep the RPMs wound up on that top side. Keep that car straight, the faster you're going to go. Here's your sign, as Bill Engvall would say. Off of 4. Whoa, and a slight drop for second. That was nice. Justin Converse slid right up in front of the 4G at Cole Derrick, and Cole says, well, do you want a piece of what I got? And Converse says no. He sidesteps and puts him in his hip pocket off the 2 down the back straightaway, bringing him along with him, trying to hunt down Whitehead. Whitehead through lap traffic right now. Got clear sailing, though. Next time by, it'll be 2 to go for Justin Whitehead of the hooks. He'll hurt the momentum that he's picked up, though, but he's got a sizable advantage. And right now, he could probably do a 180 and stay out front. Yeah, 49 is definitely coming. Justin Converse is definitely picking up the lap times on the 5, but the sand in the hourglass is ticking away. That's the issue. Not enough heavy lap traffic still up ahead of your race leader, Justin Whitehead. He'll dispose right here through 3 and 4 of the final car within striking distance for him. And this time by, it'll be 2 laps to go for Justin Whitehead. Whitehead trying to cruise the victory lane for 2 times a night. And he'll look to get this one here in WW Timber victory lane for the first time of the night. In our second A main event, Skeet Amundsen already went to victory lane to the super stock. This time by, it'll be the white flag for Justin Whitehead, the 5-time. Oh, in contact there for second. That was accordion effect. That was interesting. And they're still side by side at the flag stand for second. Converse and Derrick. Boy, don't you wish that was for the race leader right now? If they were battling that out for the race lead, we'd be all on our feet right now, hooping and hollering. But Whitehead is out front, making it a snoozer for you. Off of 4, a face full of checkered flag. Your 4-cylinder winner tonight, Justin Whitehead in 5. Oh, in the battle for second. Cole Derrick going to get it over Converse. Look out, lap traffic. How did this opportunity come about tonight? I saw you on the racetrack, and I think a lot of folks were wondering, how does Justin Whitehead of all people getting one of these cars tonight?
Someone asked me to drive it tonight, and I said, yeah. The heat race was honestly a lot more fun than I've had in a while in a race car. And coming from one of these, it was a lot of fun.
The battle for second was absolutely insane there coming down to it. Cole Derrick and those guys were going at it back there. But sounds like you had a lot of fun, though. I mean, ultimately, that's what this sport's all about, man. Tell us everybody that helps you out.
Spencer & Son Timber, Thompson Motorsports, DRS Racing Shocks, and Outlaw Race Cars.
Trying to get 2 tonight, huh?
I hope so.
Outside pole alongside Brandon Brown. That ought to be a shootout.
I really hope so.
Absolutely. Nice talking with you. Give it up for him, folks. Justin Whitehead in victory lane here. Cecil Reed Jr. alongside Billy Gould in the 60. Big Red, Jared Wallace in the 54X. The lights are out. We're ready to go. As we go at it, hot and heavy. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway for the 3rd spot in the turn number 3. Who's going to get the advantage? Zach Harville around the outside of the racetrack. Leading lap number 1 is the freight train from Farmerville, Brandon Ball. We got trouble off the exit of turn number 2. Well, performance power number 35. Great run tonight for Harville on the 06, occupying the 3rd position. Zach needs a good run in a bad way. Cecil Reed out of Monticello, Arkansas, as the freight train out of Farmerville, Louisiana smashes on the loud pedal, and we're back underway. Uh-oh, we got hard trouble here on the front straightaway. The green still stays out, though. Didn't see exactly how that took place with Cortland Smith involved and Doug Lance in the 5. As we go down the front straightaway, here comes Rapid Boy, Aaron Roy. He'll try to dive to the inside for the race lead. Harville still in the 3rd spot. He's around the outside of the Timberline Speedway. The 211 to Cecil Reed right there within striking distance. And Shane Hebert, your top 5 and 9. Here we go. Roy to the inside for the race lead. Keeping him outside line with the momentum to his advantage. It's all Brandon Ball, the former 2009 Spooky 50 champion. And, of course, he's your reigning Tootsie Smith Memorial winner. The biggest limited modified race in the Arklatex area, held at Gene Borders Arklatex Speedway over in Vivian. He won that one last year, and Ball picked up 11 wins last season at 6 different racetracks. He's already been on a tear this season, winning at 5 different racetracks. and he's been involved in a pair of barn burners tonight. He's going to have to hold off a fellow IRP chassis competitor of Rapid Roy, Aaron Roy out of Red Lick, Texas. Aaron Roy knows this racetrack maybe better than any other of the competitors out here, but Ball knows his way around the speedway as well. And sliding up in front of the lap traffic, kills his momentum down the back straightaway, and Roy going to try to take advantage and sidestep him into 3. Through for the race lead into 3 and 4. Ball using the outside. Roy right to his inside at the flag stay by half of a car length. Aaron Roy working him over, doing everything he can, and that bobble right there. Off the exit of 2, the car stepped out from underneath him. Speaking of the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball, you got a battle over the race lead. What more do you want, race fans? Off before trying to take his line away and use it outside. Oh, it's squeezing him. Brandon Ball squeezes the 35 of Aaron Roy. Aaron Roy may not like that too much. He's about to give the B-17 a shot in the shorts off the exit of 2, but he can't get there. If he can get there, he's going to pull the skirt off the B-17 if he can get there. Here he comes, Rapid Roy. He's driving a little pissed off now. He'll pull to the back of the B-17, but Brandon not going to let it happen. Trying to do everything he can to keep him at bay. Brandon Ball, who's been on another planet in 2016. The same could be said for Rapid Roy. And here he comes back to the inside. Michael Ferris, a lap car, going up the speedway in 3-4. And Roy trying to take the race lead off of 4. Drag races to the line, and Ball leads that lap, and he'll cross right to the bottom. This ought to get interesting and fun right here, because Ball's about to lose all the momentum. And Ball is about to skort off of turn number 2 and fly out of a rocket ship. He doesn't find the speed that I was looking for, though. Kind of even out that run. Looked like he may get a better run, and it did not. Let's see if Ball elects to dive back to the bottom into 1 and 2. He will not. He'll go right to the center of the Timberline Speedway. And Roy, he'll stay committed to the outside. It's eventually going to pay dividends, like right now, and the caution, unfortunately, is out. 3. I knew we could sell a few more tickets. Good job hustling, ladies. Well, will it be Brandon Ball biting the dust when the 35 goes by, or will it be vice versa? Does Cecil Reed Jr. have something up his sleeve? The lights are out, and we are back underway and ready to play. Reed got to go to restart. And Ball skates away. That's exactly what he wanted on that restart. A good restart for Brandon Ball. Now they're going door-to-door for the 2nd spot. Cecil Reed coming off one of his best career finishes in this limited modified division at the Boot Hill Speedway 3 weeks ago. Actually, the week before the Battle of Boot Hill. He scored a 2nd place finish that night, the Dillon Spear at a Marshall. Can the 35 of Aaron Roy find the speed that he found during that last green flag run? He's going to have to get that car underneath him. He cannot make any more mistakes in this race. He's going to have to bang the cushion. He's going to have to live, and he's going to have to dive by at this point all the way to the tail end of this one. He's coming. And Cecil Reed's marching at the bottom of the racetrack, and he's trying to take the momentum away from the 35. And that's the only thing that's going to end up killing Aaron. And he's going to have to dive to the bottom, and he's going to have to protect 2nd and try to hold Reed at bay, and that's going to kill the momentum trying to hunt down your race leader. Aaron Roy. Of course, his brother Adam Roy. He won 20 limited modified races in the 2013 season. Aaron Roy struggled for a few years in those fast Mafia race car chassis, and now, of course, Aaron in an IRP. And coming off of back surgery, and here comes Roy back to the inside. He is hungry. I'm telling you, this is going to come down to the wire. You can see it coming. Aaron Roy has got the 35 North Star Investment Group Presto Magic Lane entry working to the inside for the race lead off of 4. They give it the ball at the line by half of a bumper. Oh! And he'll cross right up in front of the 35 of Aaron Roy. And Roy will go back to the middle. They are driving these cars right now with reckless abandon, and you've got to love it. Into 3, third run for the race lead here at Timberline. This time by, it'll be 4 laps to go. Roy gets the advantage on the inside, but Ball's going to get that outside line in. A dead heat at the line, but Ball leads it by half of a bumper. Still side by side for the race lead here at Timberline Speedway. What more do you want, race fans? And Aaron Roy looks to get the advantage down the back straightaway, and Ball says no. Ball says no. But Roy says yes. He slides up in front. And he keeps him at bay. Aaron Roy, your new race leader at the line with 3 laps to go. What a race. And here comes Ball. He'll dive back to his inside of the B-17. You got a race here tonight, a Donnie Brooks special. Into turn number 3. Now Roy will go down to the bottom to protect. He'll slide up the racetrack and lose some momentum. And here comes Ball back to his inside. Door-to-door, down the front straightaway. Roy will lead that lap. 2 to go. Or next time by. It'll be 2 laps to go this next time by, race fans. 1.5 laps to go when they reach the midpoint of the back straightaway, and Aaron Roy is your race leader. And a slight job there by the B-17 of Brandon Ball, and crossing right underneath is the 35 of Aaron Roy. What a race, Timberline Speedway. What more do you want? In a 1 and 2, the B17 of Brandon Ball go to his inside. Aaron Roy says, no, I got to get the WW Timber victory lane. Trying to get him here for the second time in the 2016 season, and Ball driving it deep into turn number 3. He'll throw the people's elbow on the 35 of Roy. The white flag is out the final time around this 38 mile speed plant. And he'll dive to the bottom to protect. The 35 of Roy is all up to the left rear quarter panel, and here comes Reed. Reed says, y'all go ahead and wreck out, and I'll go right by. Into 3 for the final time. Ball go to the bottom to protect. You're about to receive a bump and run. Brandon Ball drag racing to the checkers. Your winner tonight, Brandon Ball. The Farmerville Freight Train delivers. What a... Climbing out of the race car from formerly from Farmerville, Louisiana. Now located out of Texarkana. Once again to the Alvin Ball Performance, Pat Foreman Racing Heads, IRP Chassis B17. The Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball in victory lane. Woo! Brandon, what an absolute race that was. You and Aaron Roy just going at it for the race lead, racing each other with reckless abandon. Either one of you guys are going to do everything you could do to get the job done. You came out on top here tonight.
Yeah, I just had to do what I had to do. Run it hard and put on a good show.
It was an absolute great show. 20 laps of thrilling action, limited modified racing. That's what you came here to do tonight. I know you came here to win, but you want to have races like that. I mean, what an adrenaline rush. Oh yeah, it was real fun. I had fun doing it, and I'm glad I'm on the winning end of it. You know, you're hearing some boos here, and that's not typically for you. You're a fan favorite a lot of places you go. Aaron has a lot of fans here, but that's what happens when these kind of races. What would you like to say to the folks that are kind of booing you right now?
I mean, I kind of lost respect for him last year, and that's, you know, it is what it is.
Well, I didn't really necessarily expect that, but tell us everybody you want to thank on the race car.
I like to thank Bubba Green Towing, RP Race Cars, Pat Foreman, AB Performance, Superior Graphics, TCC Carburetors, DuPont Racing Shocks. Everybody helps me.
Thanks for a great show tonight. Congratulations.
I also want to thank Race on Texas, too.
Thank you very much. Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball, and Timberline Speedway, Victor Lane. Whether you like it or you hate it, it was exciting. We'll get the super late model lineup to you. Aaron is sitting in the car. I'm not sure if you're going to get out here, but I said, you guys, man, y'all are racing as hard as you could go, racing each other with reckless abandon there. Tell me what you're thinking here.
Man, it was just good, hard racing. I know we doored each other a couple times, but that's just part of it. As long as nobody got spun out and nobody got a flat tire, I think that's what the fans come to see.
Was it taking a few laps for you to get those tires worn up, for you to get some momentum underneath you? It seemed like it'd take 3 or 4 laps and you'd really pull to him. It seemed like you had the faster car, but like I said, you guys are doing everything you could do to win that race.
I don't know if I had the faster car, but it did seem like a longer run got the faster I got, but it could be the driver getting more used to the track or the car getting better. I'm never sure.
You got a lot of fans out here cheering for you right now. A lot of people saying you should have won that race and this and that, but hey, you drove a hell of a race tonight, man. You just came up just a little bit short and nothing to hold your head about, man. That was an awesome race. I love calling it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just didn't want to door him on that last lap. I could have, but I just didn't want to.
Tell us everybody real quick that helps you out.
Man, I need to thank my dad a lot because, boy, my back's been hurting. He's been getting this car ready for me, and I really appreciate what he's done. I need to thank my wife, Khalees, and Presto Magic Clean, RPM, and North Star Investment Groups, Custom Coatings and Graphics.
If you've ever questioned if you had any race fans, here for it, folks. Second place finisher tonight, Aaron Roy. Rapid Roy comes home. Austin. So here we go, folks. 40 laps of heart-throbbing, ground-pounding thunder getting ready to be unleashed off of turn number 4. Who's it going to be tonight? Alan Tippin alongside the Catman, John Mitchell, who's going to get the whole shot into 1. Very important. Who sets the tone of this race in the 1. Tippin going to roll to the inside of the Catman. They're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. The teammates at the bottom of the racetrack, BJ Robinson. Oh, we go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Literally, we have been 3 wide since the opening circuit. Robinson, oh, and the caution is out. Denny Gabbard of Frankston. Your game plan, and that he is. So this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. Original restart. Let's see if they'll go 3 wide for the entire first lap again, and how's it going to shake out? Alan Tippett on the loud pedal of Catman, John Mitchell along his outside. BJ Robinson with a good restart, a little bit of contact on the start. Hard to tell if they actually made contact or if the car's just kind of down the back straightaway. How about Bueller? Chris Bueller in that laser race car. And that 5C, the Total Custom Carbs and Dyno entry out before the Catman. John Mitchell leads lap number 1 in 5. Much different look. Man, it is so hot here. Down the back straightaway, the battles for third. B.J. Robinson, but Tippin trying to pull to the back tail tank of the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell. Alan Tippin trying to reel him in. You got a log jam from third on back. You got a great race there. How about Brandon Hightower? He's going to take a look to the inside of the one of B.J. Robinson and give the 4th spot into turn number 3 of the B52. Nope. Here comes Robinson. He'll fight back to the outside. Robinson and the 18-year-old DeVille, Louisiana young man. Brandon Hightower going at it for the 4th spot. Alan Tippin trying to mount a charge on Catman. John Mitchell turned down the challenge for now as we have 4 in the books. This time by 36 remain. Alan Tippin stalking the tire tracks of the 5 of the Catman, John Mitchell. But John pulls away that time by about 3 car lengths into turn number 3. And what a run tonight for Chris Bueller. Chris Bueller. I'll get that right. It'd be a career best finish for Bueller if he could hold on to this 3rd spot respectively. I mean, he just marched right around the 1 of B.J. Robinson, and Robinson can't make up the slack that he put on him there. In the 1, everybody kind of knows the tail right now. This field is single filing out, but I don't expect this race to stay that way for very long. You do have multiple lanes. You just got to get these guys to get down there and test it. That outside is kicked off enough, and I'll tell you, if a driver gets down there on that bottom and they get some help, they can open this race up wide open. The question is, will they do that, or will they play conservative? And I don't want to call them complacent, but sometimes the driver that is not complacent is the one that ends up going to victory lane. That race at Boot Hill in 2012 always stands out in my mind. When Shane Hebert won his first ever race and his first ever start, he said, why am I just going to ride around out here? I might as well try it. And he put it on the outside of the racetrack and hit the cushion, and he was gone. Tonight, it's the Catman, John Mitchell, setting the pace to run his home racetrack here in Corley, Texas by 5 car lengths. He's now at the flag stand with 10 in the books, 30 laps to go here at Timberline Speedway at Billy and Kim White's Speedway here in Corley. Alpha 2 down the back straightaway with a half a straightaway advantage over Alan Tippin and Minden, looking for his 2nd consecutive victory. Bueller in the 3rd spot, that laser chassis. Yeah, you don't hear that very often. It's not the C.J. Rayburn's of the world, if you will. Or he's got the black diamond sandwiched around him with Tippin up ahead and his teammate B.J. Robinson, that Clement Star and black diamond, number 1. The current point leader on the B&WSL Southern United Professional Racing Series Tour. Now, this could be interesting. You left last Friday night with B.J. Robinson getting the win at Leesville and Catman grabbing the 3rd spot, and it evened up that points chase. And coming out of last weekend with B.J. finishing 2nd to Tippin on Saturday night, rolling into this weekend, B.J. Robinson with a 16-point advantage over the Catman, John Mitchell. With if B.J. Robinson finishes in 4th tonight, it's going to tighten up the points gap even tighter as we head in tomorrow night at Lone Star Speedway in Kilgore, Texas. A place that John Mitchell's won at 3 times in his career. And Alan Tippin, where he snapped a 3-year winless drought last season. That's what we'll head to tomorrow night in Kilgore at Sam and Lisa Haverty's beautiful 3/8 mile high banked racetrack right off of I-20. As this is when it ought to get interesting and when it ought to get good. 15 in the books, or 16 in the books, 24 laps to go this time by. John Mitchell about to approach heavy lap traffic. Lee Davis, the first victim to go down a lap down the back straightaway. Mitchell, you never know how far advantage you have out front. Of course, crew members and so can signal to you to let you know how far you have out front, but you never really know. Mitchell going to do everything he can to put the 96 of Lee Davis down a lap and put 1 car in between he and the 71A of Tippin. And Mitchell will show his nose with the 96. Lee Davis shows him some respect there and lets him go by. Lee Davis, a 7-time Super Late Model winner in his career, trying to get the hang of this Slick Swing Motorsports PTS Power Black Diamond chassis number 96. He's had some strong runs this year, but hasn't had any consistent finishes to string together, and I know that's what Lee is really, really looking to do. As now Ronnie Adams, the king of Boot Hill, will be the next victim to go down a lap for the Catman, John Mitchell. Like I said, everyone just rolling right to the center of the Timberline Speedway tonight. Coming off that Barnburner Limited Modified A-Main. You never know what you're going to get. But heavy lap traffic, and Tippin will close the gap, as the only line right now is right through the middle of the speedway. And Tippin, if he gets out of that groove, and Ronnie Adams not letting him go by, and right there, it's going to kill his momentum just ever so slightly, and he'll get by Ronnie Adams much easier than I expected him to right there. Adams shows some respect and sportsmanship, and around goes the Catman. Now his sights are set on fellow Masterbuilt chassis competitor Danny Zimmerman out of Wiley, Texas, the 86 machine. Tippin will dispose of the king of Boot Hill, Ronnie Adams now. Tippin, the closest car to make a gain on John Mitchell to perhaps win this race and dethrone him here at his home racetrack. But he has a tall task and a tall list in front of him to get the job done. He's going to have to drive a pure flawless race from this point on in the final 16 laps of this A-main event. And he has to drive a perfect race just to get to John's bumper. But John has not yet made a mistake in this race, and that's the difference. Mitchell just meticulously working his way, trying to pull to the back of this heavy lap traffic up ahead of him down the front straightaway. 15 laps to go this time by. 35 in the books, 15 to go. It very well could. It could be very interesting. As heavy lap traffic up ahead, and I told you, Alan Tippin was going to squeeze the gap, but he's going to have to drive a pure flawless race up until this point to get there. A lot of races are won and lost through lap traffic, and right now they're door-to-door in front of the Catman, Rusty Harrison, the 29, and the Wiley Texan, Danny. Oh, look out! Right in front of your race leaders. Once again, the bell tolls, the green flag is gonna wave once again off of turn number 4. We're backing away. Can Alan Tippin, does he have a tricky piece up his sleeve that he can pull out here and lasso the 5 and wrestle it away to go to the WW Timber victory lane tonight? I don't know, the Catman's looking awfully good. Allen's going to have to live up to the Catman's moniker, and he's going to have to pounce. Oh, and Robbie Stewart and the 5 of Chris Bueller making some contact there in turns 1 and 2. And the 4-time super champion Rob Litton now onto the top 5 and 6X. So you got Texas, a pair of Louisiana natives, followed by, well, Louisiana occupies every position in the top 5 except for the position that counts the most. The Texarkana native, the Catman, John Mitchell, set a blistering torrid pace around his home racetrack, and he's never looked back. And I don't expect him to look back. Oh, look out, Hightower. Hightower just pulling underneath the 85 there. The lap traffic, Captain Kurt Lipsy off the front straightaway. Lipsy off the front straightaway at 85. As now John Mitchell, it's inevitable. Barring a mechanical failure, or a blown tire, or a bad luck in any form, I believe that's the only thing that's going to dethrone John Mitchell from getting his third Super Late Model victory here at Timberline Speedway tonight. And that's the only thing separating John right now from WW Timber victory lane. Bad luck, ill fate. I don't expect it to strike tonight. This is the driver who goes over his racing program and combs his tooth and nail. A very tedious, a very diligent racer. And you look at his big head moving on there when he comes down the front boulevard. John has just dominated the Southern Non-Professional Racing Series Tour over the last 2 seasons, but this season's been a little bit different. He hasn't been to victory lane, but he's been very, very consistent. He's been to victory lane, but he hasn't been as consistent as he has the last 2 years. He's always up in the mix. He's in the top 3. It seems like night in and night out. And Hightower just lost it right in front of Catman into 3 and 4. And the caution is going to come out with 4 laps. John Mitchell takes flight off of turn number 4 into the WW Timber Healthcare Express J. Dickens powered number 5, as he has led every lap of this A-main event, but he's going to have to lead the final 4 that count, as Tippin has tried to stalk and hawk his tire tracks but hasn't been able to make up any gains on the 5 of the Catman. John Mitchell, once again, looking for his 3rd Super Late Model victory here at his home racetrack. He'll head off into turns 3 and 4. He'll head to Lone Star Speedway in Kilgore tomorrow night. The best flagman in the business, David Corbello, shows him 2 laps to go, this time by in a 1 and 2. David Corbello already showing him 1.5 laps to go now. And a 1/4 mile to go for John Mitchell. In the one, driving the WW Timber, Healthcare Express, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Shocks and Springs, Kenneth High Performance, J. Dickens Powered Masterbuilt Chassis number 5. Off of turn number 4, the Catman, John Mitchell, third career Super Late Model victory at Timberline Speedway comes tonight, followed by Alan Tippin. With another great run, B.J. Robinson consistently finishes in 3rd. And the 4-time champion, Rob Litton, 4th and 6X. If they make it up here in time, we'll get a word with your 2nd and 3rd place finishers, respectively. Once again, to the Healthcare Express, Kaiser Manufacturing, Dowden Logging, WW Timber, Healthcare Express, Custom Graphics, number 5. His 3rd Super Late Model victory at Timberline Speedway since 2015. He had not won here when this track opened in 2013 until last year, but he has been on a clinic. The class of the Southern United Professional Racing Series, and he rolls into his hometown racetrack, the WW Timber Victory Lane, the Catman, John Mitchell. How about it, John? You put an absolute whooping on him tonight, man. The first lap there, before that re-racked and stacked original restart, y'all were 3 wide for the lead, and I was thinking, boy, it's going to be pretty hairy the way it's going to shake out. The next one, you got him, and you led all 40 here tonight, John.
Yeah, the car was pretty good there. We had a lot of cautions there at the end, but yeah, the car was pretty good.
As good as BJ and Allen have been, though, and Allen coming off that win last Saturday at 171, and you were in 2nd and 3rd of those guys last weekend, so you know how good those cars have been. Were you worried about that at all, just making sure you hit your restarts right every time?
Yeah, I know them 2 cars have been good this year, and we've had to step a program up, and we're just trying to stay there with them.
It's not like you've been off or anything, but as far as how you dominated this tour over the last 2 years and this year, you haven't been off or anything. You've been just as consistent. You just don't have as many wins, but I don't think you've entered quite as many races either.
Yeah, we've just been playing with a few different chassis, and that stuff will get you lost for a minute, and you got to get back to where you started.
So many racers tell me that, how you get off a standard, you get back to standard, but of course you were talking about running a Masterbuilt chassis, which you're in tonight, and the Black Diamond. You had so much success in the Masterbuilt. How hard is it to want to go in the hot commodity with the Black Diamond, but your Masterbuilt's still so good?
Yeah, we're just trying something different, see if there's anything there, but this old reliable right here, it's 3 or 4 years old, so still getting the job done.
We have to say to all these race fans wanting to see this Team 5 Enterprise number 5 in Victory Lane tonight.
W&W Timber, man, we couldn't do it without them. Healthcare Express, Kaiser Manufacturing, Murphy & Son Timber, Dowden Logging, Integra Shocks, Custom Graphics. Man, there's a lot of guys that helped me get here.
What do you want to say to all the fans? I messed up there. What do you want to say to all the folks that want to see the Catman in Victory Lane tonight? You had a lot of people rooting you on.
Man, I appreciate them coming out. Support Billy White here at the racetrack, man. He needs all the fans and cars he can get.
Means a lot to win here, doesn't it?
It does. Good to get one here at the house.
Congratulations to you, John. Hell of a performance tonight.
Thanks.
The Catman, John Mitchell. And in the GRT Chassis Pro 1 Transmission 24M, driving the P-Row Consulting, P-Row Motorsports, GRT Chassis number 1 tonight. It'll be Chase Hatton and Eddie Berry. Dustin Tater High, the former most voted popular driver of the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track, as we go at it hot and heavy for the top spot into 1 and 2. They're fanned out 3 wide. Big man, Manuel Williams on the outside. Winslet to the inside of the 16 of Hennigan. They're 3 wide for the race lead into 3 and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Hennigan's going to slide up in front of the 24 Williams, and he gets a shot in the short to Hennigan at the line. Hennigan leads at the line by a half of a bumper over Winslet. Winslet on the hub. David wins a lot. Trying to live up to his moniker tonight. You got Winnigan, Hennigan, and wins a lot going for it here at Timberline tonight, baby. Thorough for the race lead through 3 and 4. Side by side, $1,000 on the line, hanging in the balance, and Winslet wants it. Hennigan leads lap number 1, and Winslet leads lap 2. How do you like me now? David Winslet goes for the race lead in 21. David Winslet did win here last season. He's picked up a pair of wins here since this track opened in 2013, and here comes Tater. Dustin Tater Hyde on the march to the front in 8T. Tater Hyde up to 5th, pulling up the left front. He could have left the left front at home tonight. Big man gonna get disposed here in the 1 and 2. Oh my, the top 3 modified aces right now running 1, 2, and 3 are some of the best modified drivers in the entire region. Winslet and Hennigan were the only 2, and look at this. You got Big Man that just caused Lil Man to go way up the hill, and that's something that they're gonna talk about at the kitchen table tomorrow night. Or Sunday. Sometime that's gonna come up, and Big Man is slow and off the pace, unfortunate for him. Tough break for Big Man. Manuel Williams, your pole sitter, is done. Stick a fork in him. But the question is will he get to the Heartbreak Hotel, or will the caution come out? And he is still limping around the outside of the Timberline Speedway, coasting, and the caution does come out right now. ready to drop on the hammer. It's David Winslet going to try to hold off Winnigan Hennigan here tonight. It appears he may have the best race car right now. And the interesting thing to look at here is Hennigan takes a peek to the inside of the left rear quarter of the 21 of Winslet, and they'll shake down the back straightaway. Here comes Tater. Throw some skins on it. Here comes Tater. To the outside, here comes Tater Hyde. Oh, and around goes the GRT chassis 110, the P-Row Consulting chassis number 18. He's inside on the top 5. The multi-time Savine Motor Speedway track champion down in Manny, Louisiana. As we light the fire off of turn number 4, here we go, we're backing away. Winslet going to lead the herd through 1 and 2, and off the exit of 2, Dustin Tater Hyde has got it rolling around the outside. Here comes Tater. Tater, he'll put it to the back of the 16 of Winnigan Hennigan, and Hennigan will slide up. Tater across underneath her 3 wide for second. Well, they're trying to. The 16-year-old, the kid, Todd Clampett, the Henderson Texan. He is up to the 4th spot, and he wants more. 2, 3, and 4. Hennigan's going to test the outside waters of the Timberline Speedway to see the comes to fruition for him. And he'll get a big screen off the exit of the flag stand. Tater Hyde into Corley. He'll beat Tater Hyde into 1 and 2, and off the exit of turn number 2. He's got about a half of a car length in front of Tater. Tater's so good at running the bottom here at his home racetrack. Very well documented here. A couple weeks ago, Tater Hyde looked inevitable that he was headed to WW Timber Victory Lane, and Billy Jack Bruton made a very bold and aggressive move coming to the checkered flag, and a little bit of contact was made and a little bit of controversy, but just really hard racing. And right now, I'll tell you what, not very often that Chris Hennigan gets checked out on. David Winslet throwing the keys on the counter at the Holiday Inn, and he is checked out. See you later. David Winslet already halfway back to Bossier City. Through 3 and 4, he's already off the exit of turn number 4 at the flag stand right now. Hennigan off the exit of 4 and 16, trying to hold off the charge, and the caution is out. To becoming a open wheel modified ace back in 2007, to becoming a track champion at Champion Park, and becoming one of the top regional modified drivers around. And he is by far one of the best in the business, and he has got 2 of the best in the business nipping at his heels on the restart in the form of Winnigan, Chris Hennigan, and Dustin Tater Hyde. You got the 16-year-old kid out of Henderson, Texas, Todd Clampett right there in the 5th spot. And on the back straightaway off of 2. And I'll tell you what, there's 10 in, 10 laps to go, and Winslet had skated away and had a very, very comfortable advantage way up front in front of Chris Hennigan and the AT of Tater Hyde. But the good news is, Winslet, you got a good race car, you're out front. The bad news is Chris Hennigan's in 2nd and Tater Hyde's still 3rd. You never can be comfortable with those 2 in 2nd and 3rd respectively. You got to know that they're back there and somewhere coming to the front. But Winslet doing what he did on that last long green flag run, stretching it out again. About 5 car lengths over Winnigan Hennigan. Tater Hyde going to step to the outside of the Timberline Speedway and work there. The battle for 2nd right now. Tater Hyde to the back of the 16 of Winnigan Hennigan. Hennigan pulls away. Let's see if the 16-year-old has anything in turn. Kind of a bobble there that time by 21 of Winslet. Opened up the door momentarily for the 16 of Hennigan. And next time by, it'll only be 7 laps remaining for David Winslet from Bossier City. Don't count out Tater. Don't count out Hennigan. Still plenty of laps to get the job done. As I say, the harder these guys get the race, and you see Hennigan right there slide up to keep the AT at bay. 2 very good friends doing hard battle and waging war for the 2nd spot. One thing you'll always get out of Hennigan and Tater is a lot of respect and a lot of sportsmanship shown on the racetrack. These guys won't wreck each other to win a race, unless it's maybe for $5 come Sunday evening. Right now they're going at it hot and heavy with David Winslet way up front, comfortable with battle, and all eyes on the 2nd spot off of turn number 4. Hennigan. Hennigan trying to hold off Tater Hyde. Look at this battle for 2nd. Into turn number 3. Tater trying to work something on the outside of the racetrack, and Hennigan, ooh, he caught a little bit of a character spot there off of 4, and here comes Tater to the inside. Tater to the inside. He'll get on the brakes there. Hennigan chops him off there to keep the AT at bay. Great racing for 2nd. We're just going to let Winslet out of the picture, and we know he's up front comfortable right now. We'll change up the pace if they get within the same picture as the 21. But right now the 16 trying to get within the same picture as the 21, but he just can't get the job done. Winslet just too smooth off the exit. Boy, has he been good in that Garrison Racing Team chassis, that GRT chassis. 2 laps to go for David Winslet. 2 to go for David Winslet into 1 and 2. And I tell you what, Hennigan, he's still driving that car so deep into turn number 2, it slides up and drifts that car to kill the momentum of the AT at Tater High. The white flag is out for the Bossier City racer, David Winslet. And Winslet, you know he's thinking that I got to go, man. I got to go now. Because I know Hennigan is somewhere and I know Tater's back there. This will be the second time in 2016 that Hennigan has finished second to David Winslet off of turn number 4. His 5th win of 2016 out of Bossier City. David Winslet goes to Open Wheel Modified victory lane worth $1,000 a night here at Timberline. Chris Hennigan second. Dustin Tater High grabs third of the AT. The 60. I told David he'd be somebody that was a serious contender to win that $10,000. The Doug Murphy Memorial, as good as he's been. I talked about, being one of the only 3 local modified drivers to make all 3 of those USMTS Winter National main events back in February in Vivian. He now has the win at Arklatex Boot Hill and right here at Timberline in 2016, and he's been on a tear in this new GRT race car. Climbing out of the car, folks, everyone left at Timberline Speedway, give it up for David Winslet in 21. David, this is shaping up to be one of the best years that you've had in your career behind the wheel of an open wheel modified, man. It's been a heck of a year to this point. Now several wins at 3 different racetracks. I don't know how much better it can get right now. Maybe you can cap it off Sunday.
That'd be great. Chris is tough, Tater's tough, and I looked on the scoreboard and I seen both of them there, and I was like, we got to go. We got to pick it up a little bit.
Tater was kind of behind the 8 ball early in the going tonight. He finished 5th in his heat, and I said he was going to be coming to the front with his hair on fire after what happened here a few weeks ago. You got out front, just set the pace, man. The car was just really, really hooked up right around the bottom. You got to be extremely thrilled with this race car.
It's great. I don't know what to say. There's a lot of people who make this thing happen. My wife and son back home, obviously, and my dad's a huge help. And anytime I can go race where the late models are at and brother-in-law's around, I can bounce things off of him. It's always a great night, and we always seem to do well when he's around.
How much do you really learn? Like, BJ's had so much success in these cars. How much do you really feed back off of BJ?
A lot. Between races right there, we talked about what his car was doing and mine was doing, and he bounced some things off, and we didn't make many changes. We made a small change, and it was a lot better.
One thing I find interesting, last year, Hennigan, he's been good in everything. A skyrocketed GRT, now when he's in a Mars race car, which is the hot commodity. You switch from an IRP to a GRT. He was in a GRT last year. He's had seemingly the same amount of success, but man, your program is just skyrocketed. I think it's just really interesting how that stuff plays out, the chassis game. It's just really interesting right now. I don't know who's going to have the head up coming into Sunday's 5,000 win. I'd say right now that you and Chris Hennigan are probably the favorites going into it as local drivers.
I appreciate that, but Chris is going to be hard to beat when it comes money time. He always is. He's the one that taught me in a GRT deal, and I'm glad he did. It's a great car.
Tell us everybody real quick, you want to think on the race car, David?
Yard Services, RPM, Mr. Roy, Ware's Machine, J&J Motorsports, Stuckey Enterprises, ABC Auto Parts, Allen's Automotive, J-Rod with Extreme Graphics. Man, the list goes on. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but I appreciate everybody.
Congratulations to you, David.
Thank you.
David Winslet out of Bossier City, Louisiana, victory lane here at Timberline. Chassis. Inside of 3, it'll be Dustin Robinette and a Hadaway Collision. Hadaway towing number 1. Outside, it'll be Dustin Yon and a new Boston in 007. Bailey Turner in 24B out of Hooks. And outside, it'll be the race for Aiden Sid's Awareness 88B out of Sims, Texas. Mason Brown. Tyler Hare, the Snapping Turtle out of Mod, Texas. The Carver race car, number X. Chris Jaggers in 12. The lights are out. We get ready to play for 20 laps. Who's it going to be? Here comes Bubba going 3 wide for the race lead at the hub of the racetrack here at Timberline tonight. Down the back straightaway. It's going to be hard with Justin Whitehead thrown on the outside pole. But you got some very good racers, some of the best in the business checked in tonight. And you know Bubba nicked the skidder tire down there in 3 and 4. It looked like it anyway. Looked like Bubba just barely nicked the skidder tire down there to the bottom of 3 and 4. He's got the Express Race Car chassis number 21 working the hub right now with Justin Whitehead lap number 1 and 36J. Whitehead, as we go clean and green, door to door there for the second spot, and Brandon Brown trying to put the heat on. Good friend and fellow Hooks, Texas native Justin Whitehead for the top spot. Brown to his inside. Here we go. It's heating up. It's heating up all over there. Oh, look out, number 12 of Jaggers. And Dustin Whitehead back on the loud pedal. We're backing away here at Timberline. And go Going at it hot and heavy into turns 1 and 2. Whitehead with the command. Bubba Jones lurking at the bottom of the river. And oh my, you got a 5 wide log jam of the exit of turn number 2 back there for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. And it's hard to tell exactly what positions are what right now because there are cars all over this racetrack from top to bottom. The battles for second. Brandon Brown trying to hold off a charge from Provençal, Louisiana's Bubba Jones in the Express Chassis. All Geyer Racing, number 21. Bubba Jones with the best engine power plant underneath the hood of his 21. All your top 3 cars right now with best engine power plants underneath the hood of those machines. 1, 2, 3. Here comes Robinette. Dustin Robinette in the 1R. Trying to pull to the back tail feather of the 21 of Bubba Jones for the top spot, and he pulls the trigger. And he says, you know what, I don't plan to shoot another blank, Bubba, but Bubba drove that car deep into turn number 3 right around the hub. That car is glued and digging now, and he just pulled right up in front and chopped off the nose of the 1R. Robinette there for the 3rd spot. Robinette gonna take him a few more laps to get that car underneath him to reel in this duo. To reel in the 21 of Bubba Jones. Brandon Brown, does he have anything for Whitehead tonight? Whitehead out front. It is so hard to beat him here at his home racetrack. You've really got to be up on your game plan. You got to be on the wheel. You got to be clutching those teeth, and you have got to do something out of the ordinary to just walk past the 36J. And right now, I would say that he doesn't necessarily have the best handling car on the racetrack. The car is pushing to the center of the corner there in 3 and 4. It doesn't seem to do that in 1 and 2, and Brown's car is much more stable through 3 and 4. Let's see what happens this time by. This time by through 3 and 4. There it is. That push by Whitehead. It opens up the door for Brandon Brown. Here he comes. He's going to pull to the back bumper. Whitehead. That car is not working to the expectation through 3 and 4, but it's working good. Here comes Brandon. Brandon will pull to his back bumper. Like I said, a pair of Hooks natives. Good friends, fellow chassis competitors. Whitehead built that Outlaw chassis that he sits behind the wheel of in the 32, and he'll try for the inside for the race lead off of turn number 4. Here comes Brown. What can Brown do for you? Well, he can pass Justin Whitehead and go to WW Timber Victory Lane and keep him out of a repeat tonight, or a weekend sweep. Off of 4, Whitehead with lap traffic up ahead, but they're all hooked right around the hub with 10 in at 10 to go. Or 9 in, 11 to go. Next time by, it'll be 10 down, 10 to go. As getting around that lap traffic, but Brandon Brown right there within striking distance. One little bobble on this race could be the difference. But we have learned over the years that Whitehead can seemingly make, well, he doesn't make very many mistakes, but when he does, like right there, Brandon has got to be there to pounce and capitalize. But even when Justin makes mistakes, he can seemingly correct them when other drivers can't. And right now, he has his hands full. And the battle for 3rd as well. Dustin Robinette all over the 21 of Bubba Jones. They're side by side for the 3rd spot off the exit of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to get interesting right here. This race is going to come down to the very last lap if it stays green. I'm going to call it right now. Bubba Jones just got way high, wide, and handsome. He went higher than Willie Nelson on the cross-country tour. Oh! And he almost put the 1R Robinette into the front straightaway wall. A little bit of a shot there. And now Jones may be off the pace in 21. He's back on the lap pedal. Here we go. Right here, Austin off of turn number 4, approaching heavy lap traffic with 7 to go this time by. And it's about to get thick, and it's about to get interesting. Billy Crossan into the 55 will be the first car to be a victim. And you got that all-black machine. Hard to tell exactly who that is. And you got the 10, it looks like Corp is slow at the top of turn number 4. Come on, please. Please don't bring out the caution. Stay green. Please stay green. I'll bit the concrete. He did bite the concrete a little. And look, he's pulling to the back left fender of that 36J. He's hungry. Oh, that was a little early restart there. I'm not sure if that's going to go, but we'll see. And, yep, they're going to go. Whitehead got about a 5-car length jump on the restart. Not saying it couldn't happen. Oh, my. Look at this. Keep your eyes right here, Austin, on 3rd through back, because I'm telling you, they're going 3 wide. And Bubba Jones and Robinette have given each other way too many shots in the shorts in this race for tempers to not overflow here in the late going. I don't know. We'll see. And Jones fires right back to the outside, up the 4th around the 24B of the Hooks Texan. Bailey Turner, now he has his sights set to the back deck lid of the 1 of Robinette. Next time by, it'll be 5 laps remaining here at Timberline Speedway tonight for the factory stock aiming. And there's that major push through 3 and 4 that we've been talking about for Whitehead. As we go back up front, here comes Brandon Brown. trying to march for the race lead. Brandon Brown and Robinette trying to pull within striking distance of the top 2. He says he'd love to see a similar circumstance of how the limited modified event played out. Except go ahead and please crash out and let me go by. As Robinette elected not to pull out the super stock tonight. Jones Motorsports, Camco Elevators, AMSOIL number 27 machine, the reigning track champion. As off of turn number 4, it's all Justin Whitehead out of Hooks, Texas, leading here at his home racetrack. But that car is pushing through 3 and 4 as it has for the longevity of this race. But he's got enough to keep the 32 of Brown at bay, and he figured it out right there, but the car still pushed off of exit. Here comes Brown to ruffle him up to the inside. 2 laps to go. 2 to go here at Timberline Speedway, your final 2 laps of the night. Can Brandon Brown root out of the way his fellow Hooks, Texas native and good friend Justin Whitehead in 3.6J. Whitehead trying to get his second win of the night. Through 3 and 4, the all-time winningest racer at Timberline Speedway leads off of turn number 4 and sees, he sees the yellow. And it's Justin Whitehead who's going to look to hold off Brandon Brown of the 32, or maybe Dustin Robinette. Bubba Jones wants a piece of the pie. Bailey Turner with a good run tonight. 3 Hooks, Texas natives in the top 3. 4 of them, actually. Robinette out of Hooks. 4 Hooks, Texas natives in the top 4. And the lone... and then elbow thrown into 1 and 2 by Robinette on the 32. They're 4 wide for second. 4 wide off the exit of turn number 2. Bubba Jones had to fade out of that battle for a moment, and he loses 2-3 spots there. Robinette, he killed the run for the 32 of Brandon Brown, and he lets the 36J skate away. Justin Whitehead looking inevitable that he's going to go back-to-back to the WW Timber victory lane as the restart. Got a little hectic there with the 1R Robinette, who gave the 32 a shot in the rear deck lid. Final time through turn 3 and 4. A face full of checkered flag, his second time tonight. Justin Whitehead to factory stock victory lane here at Timberline tonight. From Hooks, Texas, the second time tonight, Justin Whitehead in 36J. Justin, quite a few cautions there to the late going of that one, but your car, from my vantage point, looked like you had a really bad push there through 3 and 4. You're able to straighten it back out. You're good in 1 and 2, but Brandon Brown just seemed like he had a really good car, but you were just doing everything you could to keep him at bay tonight.
Just glad I started in front of him. Car wasn't perfect. Appreciate him running me clean. He could have easily moved me out of the way.
Were you worried about that at all? I mean, I don't think Brandon would rough you up, but I think he might, the dent right here in the left rear quarter, I think he might rough that up a little bit to get around you.
I ain't worried too much. They both stay in the same shop all week.
Yeah, I've mentioned and talked about that. There was 4 Hooks, Texas racers in the top 5, and Bubba Jones, a Louisiana native, in there. I thought that was interesting. 4 Hooks, Texas racers occupying the top 5.
Hell yeah. I got to thank Thompson Motorsports, Henry Motorsports, Harold's Transmission, Spencer & Son Timber, Jones Septic System, and Borderloin Septic Systems.
This is coming too normal for you, Justin.
Oh, and I got to thank my wife. She can't have me.
I'm just picking with you. I mean, how would you assess this year versus how last year, the year before went? I mean, seems like since you got on this tear in 2012, you haven't been off of it. We've talked about this a lot, and I haven't really talked to you about it in a little while. But it seems like Whitehead's still in his game. I mean, somebody's going to have to really get on their game plan and really kick you off of this podium.
They're sure getting a lot faster.
Yeah.
We changed some stuff on Brandon's car this week that maybe we shouldn't have. But got to thank Billy for a great track again. Late models were awesome, as always.
Absolutely. Well, did you see the limited race tonight?
Awesome.
Yeah. That was crazy. It reminded me of that race with you and Braden and Adam a few years ago. It was just really good stuff.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. 4-cylinder was a lot of fun. It was like somebody's on a hot lap, though, so we get out of here.
Yeah, we'll let you wrap it up. I know you don't like these interviews, but you sweep it tonight. You get your first 4-cylinder win. You plan on doing that again, or are you just having some fun?
Probably not.
I don't blame you, man. The winningest driver at Timberline Speedway rolls out again. The winningest driver at Timberline. Congratulations, Justin.
Thank you, Zach.
Justin Whitehead in Victory Lane here at Timberline Speedway. His home racetrack now has 28 here at the racetrack.